Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here from Meerman Stadium for a JV matchup between your Coopersville Broncos and the opposing Big Rapids Cardinals. I'm Bo Harris. Besides me, Caleb Ashby, and excited for a good night of football. Caleb, how we feeling about this one?
You know, I think we're set for a great matchup here between the Broncos and Cardinals. Two great teams, and I'm excited to see what's in store for us this evening.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely going to be a super fun game tonight. Two very rich in tradition programs. The JV and freshman team are actually combining tonight because Big Rapids does not have a freshman team. So that's going to be exciting to see how these two grades cooperate with each other and see what they can do, see what kind of connections they got. And then just to see all the different players out there playing together is definitely going to be something that's fun to watch. So super excited for this one, and I think it's going to be a great one tonight.
Yeah, and I think this one kind of sets in stone what's in the future for Bronco football. You know, two grades are going to be playing together on the varsity level pretty soon here, and it's great to see where they're at as a team, even though we haven't got to see that too much.
Yeah, 100%. I know my freshman year we had to do a combined game. It was freshman and JV combined versus Wayland, and I was in the backfield at one point with Evan Arnold, who was a grade older than me, and then last year we got to the varsity level, and I ended up being in the backfield with Evan a lot, so that was super good to just build those connections early, and it's definitely going to help these dudes down the line once they get to the varsity level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wasn't able to be part of a split-up team there, but I'm sure it's a great atmosphere, and the Broncos are going to be taking the field pretty soon. Yeah,
just under a minute until kickoff. Both teams actually are coming out of the locker room right now. And I'm very curious to see who will be starting underneath center tonight at the quarterback position, because there is a quarterback on the freshman and JV team. They're both very talented, and they also both play both ways, offensively and defensively. So I'm sure Coach Kamen and the staff have done a great job of splitting that up to get everyone minutes tonight, as when you look at our roster, we have about 45 dudes on the team tonight. And there's a lot of dudes, as you'll see once the camera's on. So it's going to be very difficult to get everyone in, but I know the coaches have a great game plan going into it, and these guys are definitely excited to win.
And the Broncos are taking the field right now, leading the charge. It looks like Ben Skinner and Wyatt LaRock. Hopefully we'll see that pairing in the backfield, just like Harris and Arnold a couple years ago.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, that could be a big clue of who we got in the backfield early on, as that is the JV running back and freshman quarterback coming out. And here come your Broncos. The fans are on their feet, and they're ready for some football tonight on this Thursday night.
Going to have some energy here at Meerman Stadium.
Yeah, to add to what Caleb said, it's definitely going to be different because these levels both have minimal atmosphere, but tonight it's both of them combined, so the atmosphere is going to be great, and it's definitely going to be cool to see. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back shortly after this.
Steve Salinas and his crew at All Pro Plumbing and Heating want you to know that they are there to help you with all your plumbing needs. You can shop at their place at 292 Main Street to pick up those parts that you need for your plumbing project. He has experienced help there at the store to answer any questions that you may have. However, if you're like me and hate plumbing, you can call him at 616-771-8500 and have him or one of his staff do all the work for you while you enjoy some time fishing or watching TV. That's All Pro Plumbing and Heating, our hit of the game sponsor.
Fall is just around the corner, and it's time to get your food plots well groomed for hunting season. Cater to nature's best with top-notch brands like Whitehall Institute, Midwestern Wildlife Zone, and various bulk options from your friendly neighborhood family-owned hardware store. That is Coopersville Hardware and Feed. keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. That is Coopersville Heating and Cooling, serving the heating and cooling needs of our residential and commercial customers of West Michigan for nearly 20 years. Call them today at 616-837-1312 or follow them on their Facebook page. That is Coopersville Heating and Cooling.
We're back here at Merriman Stadium, JV football game between the Coopersville Broncos and the Big Rapids Cardinals. The Cardinals are kicking off to start this game. The Broncos have elected to receive, which, I mean, if you watch Coopersville football, you knew that one was coming, as we have at all levels a very high-powered offense from the third grade onto the varsity. You just see a lot of scoring, so it's definitely going to be fun to see these combined levels tonight. Jaden Timmons and Wyatt Kloosterhouse are back deep for the Broncos to receive. Kicking off for the Cardinals is number 11, Drew Haste.
Last time we were here on Broncos radio, number 4, Jaden Timmons, returned one to the house on the kickoff, 99 yards. So let's see if he can do anything special here. If I was Big Rapids, I would be kicking away from him.
Yeah, but the problem with that one, Caleb, is if you kick away from him, you kick off to freshman superstar Wyatt Kloosterhouse, and you definitely don't want to do that one.
Yeah, the Cardinals might have to kick the ball out of bounds here to avoid a rough start to the game.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for them. Kicking off is the Cardinals, and we're live. Here we go. They kicked it to Jaden Timmons. We'll see what he can do. Catches a kick cleanly, and he's off and running. Takes a pretty good hit, but takes it out to about the 35-yard line. Broncos will take over on offense. Some names in the huddle to see is Bubba Nelson, Chase Thompson, Ben Skinner, Wyatt LaRock at the starting quarterback position, Durston Bruins. Looks like Wyatt Kloosterhouse is out there. Micah Rollenhagen, and a couple more Broncos in the huddle.
Yeah, that's the freshman coach, Coach Schneider, calling the offense out there. So let's see if how many dimensions this offense has.
Yeah, Coach Schneider used to play for the Broncos back in the day. Actually had the school record in receiving touchdowns until Brooks Haddon took over this year.
Great player Brooks Haddon is, but Schneider was as well.
LaRock takes a handoff, hands it off to Skinner, who breaks a tackle and gets a gain of about 4 there. Smash mouth football is definitely something that this Broncos team is going to do, and it looks like there's a very freshman-heavy offensive line. And again, if you are just joining us, it is a freshman and JV combined game because the freshman level, the Big Rapids freshman does not have a freshman level, so we combined and we're just playing JV football tonight, which will be sweet to see.
That is number 6, Cameron Willis, running in the play for the Broncos. Looks like he'll be in the backfield.
Yeah, so it looks like we have 2 different running backs subbing back and forth to call on the plays as they are huddling up tonight. A couple other names, Lance Osterhart, Wyatt Kloosterhouse, Jaden Timmons. LaRock's going to hand it off to Willis, who's going to go down fairly quick. Leans forward for a gain of about 2.
Stopped right at the line there by number 4, Bryce Seltzer for the Big Rapids Cardinals.
Yeah, Bryce Seltzer, name we talked about in warm-ups, was just flying around, super athletic-looking kid.
Bubba Amaral calling in the play there. That is the JV center.
Maybe there's a little trickery here, and maybe he's reporting, and we're going to get a little center pass. That would be awesome to see.
Penn State did pull that one out this past weekend, so it is possible.
LaRock takes the snap. Dropping back, he's looking deep, has a wide open Jaden Timmons. Oh, fingertips. Incomplete pass. Good ball there by LaRock. Timmons just couldn't get his full hand on it, and the pass will fall incomplete.
Yeah, LaRock put it on him, but Timmons was not able to come down with that one. He looks a little bit upset on himself there, and the punt team will take the field.
Yeah, so 4th and 5, the punt team is going onto the field, and that's definitely one LaRock's going to want back as it hits the fingertips of Jaden Timmons, who statistically is probably his best receiver out there tonight.
Cardinals have 2 back deep. Let's see if they can get a good return here to set up good field position for their offense.
Chase Armijo punting for the Broncos, and Arnold long snapping. Back deep to receive for the Cardinals are Eli Foster and Carson Britton. Armijo catches a snap. It's a high one, doesn't go far.
See if they can get a good bounce.
They do not, as it goes out of bounds of about the 40, so not terrible field position, and we'll see what this defense can do.
Some names taking the field for the Broncos. We got Connor Ferwerda, Santos Martinez, Carter Patrick, Mason Thomas.
Yeah, Clayton Miller. You got Eli Cooley out there.
Andon Arnold out there. And 44, Andrew Duzendang. He's a freshman at linebacker.
Yeah, and then again, Big Rapids does not have a freshman team, so there's a lot of freshmen on the Big Rapids squad as well. So, I mean, it's pretty fairly paved out. Alexander Brandt, the quarterback, is going to hand it off up the middle, correction.
That is the kid we talked about in warm-ups. That was Bryce Selzer on the carry for the Cardinals. And, you know, just 2 9th and 10th grade teams out there on the field. It really gives us a good viewpoint at what the future could hold for these varsity teams.
Yeah, and making the tackle on that play was Sam Kaiser, so good night for Sam.
Sam Kaiser, that guy's a dog.
Alexander Brandt is in the shotgun position for the Big Rapids Cardinals. Seltzer beside him. Brandt's going to hand it off to Seltzer, who tries to fight forward for extra yards after contact, which he will do so.
He does carry a herd of Broncos there for a couple yards.
First contact appeared to be by Andrew Duzendang.
Someone in there I saw was Mason Thomas. That kid just loves football, and it's good to see him out there working.
Yeah, subbing in for the game, or subbing into the game, correction, are a couple of Broncos on the D-line. So got a lot of kids tonight. Going to be expecting a lot of people to work in and out tonight.
Jack Wilkinson in for the Broncos.
Jack Wilkinson's dad is a high school ball head coach, so very knowledgeable football kid, and the whole D-line jumps off sides.
You know, the Cardinals must have game planned that one. You know, a lot of stuff going on for the Broncos, you know, mixing teams, and maybe their minds aren't in the right spot as they jump off sides there.
Yeah, for sure. Saw a little celebration by the center, so seems the offense is pretty excited as he shot the bow at the defense after they jumped off sides.
That is an interesting celebration there. As a center, you know, the Broncos go on 2 quite often, and I might have to pull that one out of the bag next time we get someone to jump off sides.
Yeah, I mean, I might laugh a little bit if you do that one, Caleb, so maybe we should keep that one in. Brandt is going to pass it. Brandt's dropping back. Got a lot of room to run, and he's looking for space. A couple of dudes going in to make the play. Ferwerda brings him down. Connor Ferwerda with the big tackle.
Big tackle there by Ferwerda. He's a great player. He's a 5th quarter on varsity, you know, so the coaches on the Broncos staff must see a lot of potential in that kid.
Yeah, Connor Ferwerda, great play there as he's back in pass coverage. Seemed to be about 30 yards back, and he saw the quarterback tuck the ball and instantly goes flying upfield and makes the tackle.
You know, that's just a heads-up play, a little scramble drill there by the Cardinals, and the Broncos made sure to limit that carry, but that does bring up about 2nd and 3.
Wyatt Klooster subbing in the game at linebacker for the Broncos. Alexander Brandt in the shotgun position. He's going to hand it off to Seltzer, following some pullers up the middle. And there he goes down the sideline after breaking a couple tackles. Eventually brought down by Carter Patrick, but Seltzer there, that's Bryce Seltzer with a big run after bouncing out and making a few tacklers miss.
Big run there by Seltzer. The Big Rapids offensive line got some good push, blowing the Broncos back, and, you know, it's always guaranteed yardage when you can do that.
Yeah, 100%. As you know, Caleb being on the 5 guys up front, all starts up front, and the Big Rapids offensive line has definitely got some push early here, and they've been able to run the ball pretty successfully.
I don't know if they will be able to do that anymore, though, as Cookie Monster Monroe is on the defensive line.
Fan favorite Cookie Monster Monroe is in the game. We have trips to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Looks to be a pretty tight set. Man in motion. Brandt's going to take the snap and roll out right, looking to pass. He is going to tuck it and run. Makes a few dudes miss, puts on the spin cycle, but is brought down by Carter Patrick and a couple other Broncos.
Yeah, also there on the carry was number 35, Chase Thompson.
Yeah, so this quarterback, Alexander Brandt, can definitely throw it, as we saw in warm-ups, but we have not seen him put it in the air yet. And he can definitely run it as he's taken off running a couple times already, even though they were pass plays. We have not yet to see a designed quarterback run.
Yeah, you know, he got shifty there, pulled out the little spin move like he's Quinshawn Judkins in NCAA 25 there. If anyone gets the reference, drop in the chat, LOL.
Brent in the huddle. Breaking the huddle for the Cardinals. Got 2 receivers to the far side. Going to have a tight end in the game to the near side alongside a single receiver. Seltzer's in the backfield. Seltzer's a very big kid. He's going to take the handoff up the middle. Runs the kid over, but is brought down as he's getting a lot of yards on every run.
That's number 55. Chase Armijo causing havoc up front for the Broncos.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're in this position, 3 yards is a big gain there. Yeah, seeing a couple varsity players showing up. Sam McDonald and Kelvin Rossman, the Conklin boys, just showed up here to support. And if you watch Bronco football, Kelvin Rossman is a freshman, so I mean, it's cool to see him.
He should be out on the field, but now he is a dog.
Yeah, it's cool to see him cheering on his teammates that are actually in his grade and that he'll play with for the next 4 years.
Big Rapids trying to get a first down here. Still have a little room before the end zone.
Timeout by the Cardinals. We'll be back after this short break.
If you're in need of a painter, look no further. Painter Man is a locally owned company that specializes in interior and exterior painting. Owner Eric Brink and his crew also offer power washing, deck staining, trim, ceiling, and cabinet painting. No job is too big or too small, so give them a call at 862-9652 for your free estimate. Also like Painter Man on Facebook to see pictures of his work and get the latest deals. That is the Painter Man, our sponsor of the Defensive Player of the Game.
Back here on Bronco Radios, it's Caleb Harris and Bo Ashby.
Cardinals have the ball 3rd and 1 on about the 4-yard line, looking to capitalize their first drive of offense here by punching it into the end zone. Alexander Brandt sends a man in motion, takes a snap. He's just going to hand it up the middle to Seltzer. Runs a kid over, but is brought down by 44. That's Drew Duzendang.
Drew Duzendang with a great stop there for the Broncos. That is a Cardinal first down, but he was able to stop him from getting in the end zone. Let's see if they can hold him.
Yeah, and I bet Big Rapids is real happy about that one. They're on the 4-yard line. They pick up about 2, but it gets them a first down and gets them a whole new drive, basically, to build from.
You know, one advantage the Broncos do have is just having so many kids on the roster right now, always able to bring kids in and out, and they should never get tired.
Yeah, they're constantly throwing people on and off the field. A name I'm looking forward to watching tonight is Max Novak, who has been playing great ball recently, and we'll see if when he gets on the field if he can make a play for the Broncos like he's been doing. Alexander Brandt's going to hand it up the middle to Seltzer, who gets in for the Big Rapids score.
Seltzer pounds it into the end zone. I saw 57 for the Cardinals. That is Cooper Schuberg getting a pancake on that play.
Yeah, a little shout-out to the offensive line there for Big Rapids. Really dominated that drive as it was a very run-heavy drive. Did not see a single pass in the air. Drove about 60 yards for the score. On to kick the PAT is number 11, Drew Haste, freshman. Little muffled snap, but they do get the kickoff, and the kick is good. Big Rapids takes the lead, 7-0 early in the game.
You know, let's see how the Broncos can respond after that one.
We'll be back after this short message from our sponsors.
The late summer Milwaukee promotions have all started. If you're looking to add a new Milwaukee tool, now's a great time to visit Coopersville Hardware and Feed. They are also fully stocked with Milwaukee heated jackets. Yes, it's still summer and hot, but don't regret not getting one now when that first cool morning of the fall hits you.
We are back here on Bronco Radio. Kicking off for the Cardinals is number 11, Drew Heist, back deep. The same two, Kloosterhouse and Timmons.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if they went back to Jaden Timmons on this kick, as it seems he always kicks it deep into the left side, and that kick is deep into the left side, but Timmons is going to make the smart play and let it go out of bounds. Football IQ right there, just playing a big role.
Yeah, I believe the Broncos will take over on
The
possession
35-yard
here
line.
on the 35-yard line.
Seems to be the same offense in the huddle. We'll see what Wyatt LaRock, freshman quarterback, can get going for this team. Transfer from Sheboygan.
You know, Sheboygan, that's a little bit up there. So is Big Rapids. Not as far as Sheboygan, though.
Yeah, Big Rapids, definitely going to be a hike up there tomorrow. I mean, the bus leaves basically right after school, which is different from what we normally have it playing such close teams in the newly founded River City Alliance. So it's going to be a good opponent tomorrow. They're a great team, so we'll see what they can do. LaRock's going to take the snap and keep it himself up the middle. He gets contacted in the backfield and is wrapped up by about the whole Cardinal defense.
Yeah, a lot of Cardinals flying to the ball there. And as a defense, you just love to see that. It increases energy, and I bet the team's feeling it down there. The Broncos need to respond.
Yeah, Cameron Willis coming into the game. Subbing out is Ben Skinner. So there's that two running back set where they come back and forth to call in the plays.
You know who's not coming out, though? My seminar buddy, number 28, Lance Osterhart, still out wide.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tall, athletic kid. Maybe we could throw it up to him and see a cool catch sometime soon. LaRock's going to drop back, going to keep it himself, run a kid over, but not pick up any yards there.
Yeah, I'm at the line of scrimmage by a couple Cardinals there. That is number 44, Bryce Selzer, again, doing it on both sides of the ball for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and it seems like this Bronco offensive line just can't get a hold on the Cardinals' D-line, as there's contact in the backfield about every play. So Coach Hill is definitely going to talk to those five up front, and they're definitely going to get it fixed. But as we said earlier, it's a very freshman-heavy offensive line, so we'll see where they can go with it. LaRock in the backfield, passing down here. He will pass it. He passes it to Wyatt Kloosterhouse, who's running on the outside. Makes a move, breaks a tackle, but doesn't really pick up much, as they'll probably have to send the punt team out again.
Yeah, got a little chunk there for the Broncos. But as Bo was saying, a lot of freshmen up front, and they might just have to adjust to the physicality of this JV level. But the Broncos always have physicality up front. I'm sure they can respond. They just got to settle in here.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what LaRock can do here. It looks like they are going to go for on about 4th and 4. Cardinals defense seems to be in man coverage across the board, so definitely looking for a pass to Jaden Timmons here, and that's what they're going to do, and that pass is picked off by Bryce Selzer.
They're fighting over the ball there on the field.
That one's definitely going to go into the hands of Big Rapids, though, as it was pretty obvious who came down with that one. So the Cardinals will take over after a short Broncos offensive drive. Hopefully this defense can get something going and can get a stop on the Cardinals offense. We will be back after this short break in this ad from Southside Bar and Grill.
Southside Bar and Grill, located at 229 West Randall Street in Coopersville. Every Tuesday night is $2 tacos. Log on to the website, southsidebarcoopersville.com, and see what other items they have available on their menu. Then you can conveniently place your order online. Check out their patio for these nice fall nights. Check out their Facebook page for all the latest meal deals they have. That is Southside Bar and Grill.
We're back here after a Cardinals interception, and sorry about that. We miscalculated how quick it would go, and we did miss the first play of the drive due to an ad break. Apologies on our behalf, but it was just a run up the middle by the quarterback, number 2, Alexander Brandt, for a gain of 9.
Correction there, I believe that was Eli Foster, the running back.
Correction there, I believe that was actually Bryce Selzer, the running back.
Might have been Lance Osterhart. Who knows?
Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He is looking deep. He has a man, but there we go. Great play there by Spencer Bettinghouse, breaking up the pass. Pass was attempted to go to number 4, Eli Foster. Caleb said that name the play prior. He must have seen something in the huddle knowing the ball was going to him there.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I'll ever be able to call my shot as well as Bo Harris did the last time we were here on Bronco Radio, if any true fans remember that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Got a little lucky on that one, guessing what was going to happen, and it happened to happen. So, I mean, definitely felt like I was the man in that moment.
Looks like back of that safety position is Lance Osterhart. Bettinghouse might have gotten a little bit tired after that one.
Yeah, a huge play by Bettinghouse, playing the middle of the field. Looked like he might have been in man coverage on that guy and had a big collision to break up the pass. Alexander Brandt, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the far side. Sends a man in motion. Going to keep it himself as Brandt picks up the first down. Good tackle there by Connor Ferwerda.
Great blocking up front by the Cardinals, you know. Broncos might have to get a little bit more physical as the Cardinals are marching the ball down the field.
Yeah, and they're definitely running the ball a lot tonight, but the Broncos are also subbing in and out of D linemen a lot, so they are fresh, so unsure of what the problem is there. Timeout on the Cardinals. Nope, correction, I lied. That is the end of the first quarter where the Cardinals lead 7-0 over your Coopersville Broncos. If you're in need of a painter, then look no further. Painterman is a locally owned company that specializes in interior and exterior painting. No job is too big or too small, so give owner Eric Brink a call at 616-862-9652 for your free estimate. Painterman, our sponsor for Defensive Player of the Game.
Daniel's Family Hair Care. That might be Danwell, I'm not sure. You will always look your best when you visit Daniel's Family Hair Care at 323 Main Street. You can call for an appointment at 837-6617 or walk-ins are welcome. Hair is what we do.
This Big Rapids offense is back on the field to hopefully capitalize after a great first quarter and looking to drive down and score again on this Bronco defense. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to throw it outside to number 4, who breaks a tackle and runs a man over for a big gain. Right there was number 5. That's Cade Dowell, freshman.
You know, this Broncos defense needs to dial something up here. Might have some confusion, you know, group of kids who have never played before, but I believe they can figure it out.
Yeah, and this Big Rapids offense seems to have a lot of variety. They've ran a lot of different plays tonight. A couple inside counter looks.
You know, and that could give us a look for tomorrow's matchup. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely cool to see how the JV and freshman level like this can compare to the varsity level.
Bryce Selzer, just powerful runner for another Cardinals first down.
Yeah, and I know Wyatt LaRock's on the sideline wishing he could have this one back after they're moving the ball pretty much with ease after he threw that interception on that last drive. And, I mean, Wyatt LaRock's been playing great ball all year, so we know that play's not going to happen very much. Brandt breaks the huddle. Big Rapids going to line up with a double tight end set. Sends a man in motion. Quarterback's going to keep it himself, but will get wrapped up in the backfield.
I believe that was Colton Rebidoux on the tackle there. Oh, no, that's number 37, Weston Davenport. That is a freshman. Apologies there. 37, not 27.
Yeah, head coach Jake Ritzma down there shouting some stuff in for the Broncos. Very knowledgeable ball user. He also is the head coach of the baseball team, so just loves coaching and is always there for his guys, especially tonight as he is the head coach of the JV level, which means he is the head coach of the freshman JV combined. So shout out to Coach Ritzma for that one. Double tight end set again for the Cardinals. 2 receivers split out wide. Brandt's going to keep it. Throw a little pop pass over the middle as that receiver is wide open.
That was number 23, Austin Mosel, a freshman on the reception there for the Cardinals, and that'll set up great field position inside the 10, inside the 5 actually on the 2-yard line.
Broncos seem to have some confusion on their subbing here, but they got it figured out. And I mean, right now I feel like all you can do is just hand it off to Bryce Selzer up the middle, and he's going to pound his way into the end zone as he's been basically unstoppable tonight for the Cardinals offense.
Yeah, you know, that Cardinals offense is in the 2 tight end set, trying to run some power football here, and the Broncos seem to not really have a response to that.
Yeah, it seems like the dudes in the second level didn't really have an eye on the tight end there as he slipped wide open up up the seam, and the quarterback made a great decision, throwing it to him wide open, and they're going to hand it off to Selzer up the middle, and he will get in for the Cardinal touchdown. So Cardinals do go up 2 scores here. Broncos are going to have to look to respond early.
You know, and I think there's no better guy to respond offensively than Wyatt LaRock. The guy's he's great under pressure, and I think he'll be able to. I think he'll be able to come back here, but it's number 11 again, Drew Heist, kicking for the Cardinals.
Cardinals looking to take a 14-point lead here. And that is what they do as the kick is up, and it's good. It looked like it might have hit the far crossbar, but didn't really affect the play. So the Cardinals lead 14-0 over the Broncos. 7:53 to go in the second quarter. We'll be back after this short ad from AAA Lawn Care.
At AAA Lawn Care, they've been setting the standard for honesty and quality fertilization and weed control since 1984. Their services include fertilization and weed control, core aeration, mold control, grub control, and perimeter pest control. They service all of West Michigan as well as the Lansing area. Their commitment to you is you'll get the best value for your money, period. They are proud of their quality and charge a fair and honest price for the excellent service they provide. That is why they've become the #1 locally owned fertilization and weed control company in West Michigan. You can contact them at 616-677-4000 or visit them on the web at AAALawnCare.com. That's AAA Lawn Care, our sponsor of the Offensive Player of the Game.
We're back here on Bronco Radio YouTube channel. I'm Bo Harris. Besides me is Caleb Ashby, varsity center and esports player. Kicking off for the Cardinals. It's going to go into the hands of Jaden Timmons, who catches it. And he's off and running. Got a full head of steam. Breaks a couple tackles. Lowers his shoulder, but he's brought down by 44, Bryce Cesar.
One thing I can take back on that kick return,
I already know what you're going to say.
Number
Big block
13.
from number 9.
Number 13, the quarterback, Wyatt LaRock, putting someone on their butt there. You know, I think he's a little angry, and let's see if he can take that out here on the Cardinal defense.
Yeah, and it looked like number 9, it was Zach Repke that got ran over. It looked to me like he was blocking him a little bit, but I'll have to agree with Caleb on that one. All right, LaRock breaks huddle. We're going to see what they can do.
You know, his parents named him LaRock because he was going to throw the rock. He knew that.
He was born to throw LaRock, so we'll see what he can do here. He's going to run a stretch to the outside, and there he goes. He's off and running. Good gain of about 9 there.
He's running LaRock now, not throwing. That'll be close to a Broncos first down for a gain of about 9, maybe 9.5.
Yeah, brought down by number 52 right there. That's Manny Slight on the play.
Manny Slight, I met that kid at Michigan Adventures a couple years ago. I'm not even kidding. He is on my Snapchat. If any viewers want to add him, just type in the chat.
All right, Caleb. Thanks for sharing that one.
We called him Pre-Malone because he looks like Post Malone.
Oh, good singer, country singer. Weiler-Rock hands the ball up the middle to Ben Skinner, but he has nowhere to go as he's swallowed up by about the whole defensive line, and Manny Slay is getting excited out there, your boy.
That is my boy indeed.
Yeah, and big shout-out to Caleb's mom, who is sending us corrections on how to say names. Sorry earlier to Daniel's Hair Care. Daniel's Family Hair Care. You can contact them at 837-6617, or walk-ins are welcome. Why LaRock in the backfield? Ben Skinner beside him. LaRock seems to be running right with it. He's going to look to get the edge. Lowers his shoulder. Gets a push, but is going to be short. And, oh, my gosh, Wyatt Klusterhouse just drove that dude into the grave. So great perimeter blocking there, but some dude just came in untouched, and it wasn't enough for the Bronco first down. So we'll see what they can do here.
You know, 4th and short here for the Broncos. This is a huge play. Let's see what they can dial up.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Caden has in his playbook right now to come out and run. Subbing in is Cameron Willis. Actually has a brother on the 8th grade team. Shout out to the 8th grade team. They did just finish a undefeated regular season. Fans are getting into it. You can hear them yelling out here as it's a great environment. LaRock's going to keep it up the middle, put his head down, and that seems to be enough for a first down. We'll see where the refs spot him. Might have to bring the chains out for this one.
Real close call. Real close call. They might be bringing out the chains. They are, I believe.
They will for sure be bringing out the chains for this one. So this is going to be interesting, Caleb. From our angle, it looks like it's enough for the first down, but those chains can really tell the truth out there, and we'll know in a minute what the call really is.
This will be huge for the Broncos offense if they get a first down, but also huge for the Cardinals Cardinals defense as they could keep putting on this onslaught there.
Yeah, shout out to the chain crew for always working hard and volunteering their time to be here tonight.
Pierce short.
And that is not going to be a first down as the Big Rapids Cardinals are getting fired up, and they will take over on offense. So Wyatt Rock hard running, got his head down in there, but just wasn't enough for a first down. And, I mean, that's huge for Big Rapids here, as if you score here and take up some of the time, you go up 3 scores, and you do get the ball back after the half. So I know Andrew Brandt, is out there, and I know he's looking to score as he has multiple times already tonight.
Number 11, the kicker out wide. You love to see an athlete who can play multiple ways.
Yeah, and Andrew Brandt can run and throw the ball. We'll see what he does here. He is going to throw it. As it out wide, number 4 breaks a tackle, eventually brought down by Carter Patrick. Number 4 is Eli Foster, and called his name a couple times tonight as I had a couple nice receptions.
You know, the Cardinals offense dialed something up good there. You know, he had a lot of yards of separation, and he was able to run that for a first down.
Yeah, so, I mean, we were talking about they could go down slowly and score, but they seem to come out firing, and it looks like they're going to score quick.
Broncos still have a chance to get a stop here. Let's see what they can dial up defensively.
Eli Foster in motion. Quarterback's going to keep it himself on a counter look to the right side. Makes a man miss, but brought down by number 34. That's Santos Martinez with a nice wrap-up tackle.
Santos, you know, great player. Loves to play the game of football. He also loves marketing, as he is in my marketing class. Maybe he's going to be running your advertisements here on Bronco Radio in a couple of years. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. Marketing, is that something you're looking to go into, Caleb?
I have no clue what I'm doing with my life. All right.
Andrew Brandt in the quarterback position sends a man in motion towards the far side. Takes a snap. It's going to be in reverse there, but the Broncos defense seems to see it. And Carter Patrick with a big tackle for loss in the backfield. Little trickery there. Fake the handoff to Selzer. Send a man in motion and hand it off to Eli Foster coming towards the short side. And Carter Patrick did not fall for the trickery, so that's just a big play for the Broncos. Kind of a momentum shifter there as it brings up 3rd and 7 for the Cardinals. We'll see if they can get a stop.
Smart player Carter Patrick is, and, you know, the Broncos parents got fired up there. You got a bunch of dads standing in front of us, and they always get into it.
Yeah, Coopersville dads are unlike no other. I know my dad loses his voice after about every game, and some nights I question if it's because I made a wrong decision and he was yelling at me, or if he was happy because we're scoring a lot of touchdowns, because recently we have been doing that. And
good golly. The Broncos D-line jumps off sides again.
Yeah, and I saw the center shoot another bow celebration, Caleb. Could that maybe be coming out tomorrow night if the Big Rapids Cardinals varsity jumps off sides?
It definitely will. You know, the Cardinals varsity, their student section is in the end zone. I will be shooting a couple arrows towards that end zone if they do jump off sides, but they might be a little disappointed knowing they do that themselves. I mean, like they go on 2, you know.
Yeah, 2 tight ends in the game, receiver on each side. Quarterback's going to hand it up the middle. And a big gain there. Going to pick up the first down. Big block by number 37. That is Blaine Klein.
Blaine Klein, real physical kid. I heard him on the scouting report on the JV side. You know, they were doing their scouting. They said this kid, Blaine Klein, he's a real physical kid. Going to have to get off his blocks.
Yeah, and thank you to Scott Morgan for all the JV scouting reports he does for us. They've been very accurate to this point, so, I mean, must be a smart football guy. He must be around the game a lot.
You know, he is, but right now he's at a soccer game.
Andrew Brandt's going to to hand it up the middle to Selzer, who is just bullying this Broncos defense and is running all over the place.
This Broncos defensive line needs to figure something out. A lot of holes there for number 44, Bryce Selzer. He's having a great night on the ground.
Yeah, and, excuse me, the Broncos coaches are continuing to sub back and forth on the D-line, just trying to find out the answer. Sure, Coach Lyon will have some things to say at halftime to get him fired up to fire off the ball a little bit. Wyatt LaRock, quarterback, is at the linebacker position. Brandt's going to keep it up the middle himself, and he is stopped short at the 1. Unsure of who made that tackle there, but that was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Number 44, running to get the play there for the Cardinals. He's running on the Broncos defense, and he's running over to Coach. I'm surprised he's not tired.
Yeah, and both teams huddling up their offense tonight, so clock's been constantly moving as there's also been a lot of run plays. So, I mean, we're already almost to halftime here, which is very surprising on this game. It just feels like it's going super quick. Quarterback ended up the middle of the Selzer. There was a flag on the play. This could be big for the Broncos, and it is a false start on the offense.
It is big for the Broncos. One thing I always hear is penalties kill drives, and let's see if the Broncos can use that penalty to their advantage.
Yeah, and penalties are definitely a drive killer, let alone in the red zone this close. I mean, we are in the Coopersville heating and cooling red zone. So, I mean, that could be a defensive play of the game tonight, maybe, as if we can get a stop here.
You know, let's see. I think Santos Martinez out wide is looking to make a big play.
We'll see what they can do. They stay in the 2 tight end set, receivers on each side. Brent takes a snap, hands it off to Selzer, who's playing bully ball, moving it a lot. Brought down by number 22, that's Wyatt Klusterhouse, and 55, Chase Armijo. 2 freshman buddies out here making plays on the JV level.
Yeah, I know those guys are good friends. They're always hanging out. Big stop there. That'll bring up 4th down in the Coopersville Heating and Cooling red zone. Let's see if they can get a Coopersville Heating and Cooling red zone stop.
Brant brings a play into the Cardinals huddle. I'm stuttering a lot tonight.
That's all right, Mr. Harris. Happens to the best of us.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. He will go in motion, and the Coopersville D-line is not staying disciplined tonight as they jumped off sides again.
You know, you've got to have discipline. Got to have discipline, you know. I think it is to do with the confusion between JV and freshmen. I believe that is still 4th down, though, as it is half a distance to the goal. So the Broncos still have a shot to get a stop.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if Coach Lyon and Coach Ritzma take some chances and send the backers here to hopefully make a play in the backfield. And this could be a huge stop as there's 20 seconds left on the clock.
Huge play here.
Brant takes a snap, keeps it himself to the far side, and he walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Cardinals.
You know, and the thing I'm seeing every single play is just those Cardinals offensive linemen on top of a Bronco defensive lineman, you know, getting a lot of pancakes, getting a lot of push up front. And that's really been a pivotal part of this Big Rapids running attack.
Yeah, they are running the ball very well, whether it's Foster, Brant, Selzer. And then the whole offensive line with the double tight ends as well is just really moving this Broncos defense.
11 on the kick. That is Drew Heist.
Drew Heist 2 for 2 at this point, and that is
that one is
no good.
No good. A little bit left there. Gives something to cheer for the Bronco parents tonight.
Yeah, after that score, it brings the score to Big Rapids 20, Coopersville 0. 11 seconds left to go in the first half.
No ad here. We'll do an ad read. Coopersville Automotive Supply. Coopersville Automotive Supply located at 271 Main Street, the professional skills you count on. Whenever you have an auto parts need, call Mark at 837-8163 for all your parts needs. Where service is the difference, they get it. You know, shout out to Coopersville Automotive Supply there. You know, my guy Mark has gotten me right multiple times. Jackson Malecki once took the air out of my car tire in the parking lot, and I called up Mark, and he got me right over there at Coopersville Automotive Supply, so make sure to give him a call.
And the old Coopersville prank wars. Me and some of my teammates decided we're going to do a prank war this year, and we've definitely got after it in some different ways. So that was a pretty good one by Jackson, which gave him 3 points. And I believe, Caleb, you are at the top of that leaderboard with 17 points right now.
Yeah, you know, someone got me good this last weekend. Someone put toilet paper and cheese all over my car. They got 10 points for that one, but they weren't on the leaderboard, so I'm still in the lead.
Colton Rebedu receives a little squib kick. 10 seconds left here until halftime. We'll see if the Broncos look to do something or if they just take a knee and call it a half and take it into halftime. Cardinals are definitely going to be fired up going into the half as they are up 3 scores.
You know, shout out to the referees tonight. I see one of the one of the referees there. He reffed our Otsego game, I remember. Young guy, I asked him. He's 19 years of age. He told me he's in it for the money. True story there. Broncos looking to see if they can get something going with 10 seconds left here.
And it seems to be a quarterback change as Andon Arnold's in the backfield. He's going to drop back and throw it to Jaden Timmons. Finds a crease in the defense. Ooh, pass falls incomplete.
Jump ball there. Andon Arnold might be checking into the game. He's a passer, passing quarterback. Also can run it, as we've seen here on Bronco Radio a couple times. 4 seconds left for the Broncos. Cardinals have a couple people back deep. So it'll be hard for the Broncos to score here.
Yeah, 4 seconds before halftime. It wouldn't surprise me if they just handed off the ball to Ben Skinner here. Maybe make some magic happen, but if not, just took it into half. Ben Skinner is off and running. We'll see if he can make something happen. He cannot. Brings the clock to double zeros, and that will be halftime where your Broncos have 0. Big Rapids has 20. We'll be back after a couple messages from our sponsors.
Quality oral health care make Coopersville Dental Associates your very first choice. Our years of experience, attention to detail, and exceptional customer service make us the right choice for you now and in the future. With our friendly, knowledgeable dental professionals, you can rest easy knowing your needs are provided for. Let us put our considerable experience to work for you. For additional information about us and how we can satisfy your needs, or to schedule a cleaning, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone and give us a call today.
Steve Salinas and his crew at All Pro Plumbing and Heating want you to know that they are there to help you with all your plumbing needs. You can shop at their place at 292 Main Street to pick up those parts that you need for your plumbing project. He has experienced help there at the store to answer any questions that you may have. However, if you're like me and hate plumbing, you can call him at 616-771-8500 and have him or one of his staff do all the work for you while you enjoy some time fishing or watching TV. That's All Pro Plumbing and Heating, our hit of the game sponsor.
Keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. That is Coopersville Heating and Cooling, serving the heating and cooling needs of our residential and commercial customers of West Michigan for nearly 20 years. Call them today at 616-837-1312 or follow them on their Facebook page. That is Coopersville Heating and Cooling.
Hello, this is Caleb Ashby here on Bronco Radio. We have a little halftime interview. As usual, I'm interviewing Caleb Hondorp, middle school football coach. I have a couple questions for him here. What are your thoughts on this middle school season as it came to an end?
It was a great year. Our 7th grade finished 4-3. A lot of room for improvement with that group. And our 8th grade had a very dominant season, finishing 7-0. Never really had a close game. They're a very tight group. I cannot wait to see what they do in high school. It'll be super fun to watch.
Yeah, you know, you say that 7th grade group has a lot of room to grow there, and it gets me thinking to the future. Do you know anything about the upcoming sixth graders and how they're going to look like together as a team?
So I do not. I went to a couple of their games this year. One thing I do know is I got another Montai coming up with me, so that'll be fun. They've all been great, all the ones that I've had, but I don't know too much about them, but we'll get them right.
Yeah, I believe he plays a little bit of quarterback. Do you think he'll start, or do you think there's any other guys who are maybe looking to take his spot?
Well, I know there are 3 teams for 5th and 6th combined, so I'm sure there's 3 quarterbacks in that group hungry and looking for a spot to start. So,
and that reminds me a little bit of this game out here on the field. Andon Arnold and Wyatt LaRock fighting over reps there.
yeah.
Soon in the future, we have Champ Kelly getting
Yes.
into the mix there. What's your opinion on Champ Kelly? He's a great football player.
Yeah, Champ's a great kid. His play on the field speaks for itself, but just as a kid, he's so smart with the game. He's very respectful. I mean, he's everything you want in a football player, and I cannot wait to see him grow up even more than what he's doing. I do have some stats for you. He finished the season with 1,100 yards and 14 passing touchdowns, I think, in 7 games.
I'm not sure how much they track that, but I'm sure that's a couple middle school records. 1,100 yards. I'm not sure how many Bo's at. Do you know, Bo?
I do not. Not
Wow.
that much.
he says not that much. So Champ Kelly, great season there. And maybe he'll be able to continue on Bo's legacy. Maybe throw the ball to Brooks Haddon next year on the next
Maybe.
level. We'll see.
We'll see.
Something else for you. Let me think. Do you have any pregame routines as a coach?
Yeah, so I continued my pregame routines from high school all the way to being a coach. I get out of work now instead of getting out of school. I go to Subway. I mean, Subway's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. But I started doing it. Get Subway, go home, take a shower, relax a little bit. Used to watch film, and I'm still watching film now, so not much has changed from a player, but then I head up to the field and put my suit on and go to work.
Yeah, it's always great to have a little ritual. I'm sure you get quite locked in for those middle school games.
Oh, yeah.
Bo has a topic here. Me and Bo have mullets, and it looks like you have a pretty nice mullet, way better than both of ours. How long have you been growing out that hair?
So this will be my 8th year of having one. I went my senior year, went for a haircut, and it got botched pretty bad. So I got most of it cut off. It was not very long for my senior year. The greatest time to have a bad haircut, but I've kept it going now. So
Yeah. Do you put any product? I see you got some curls going. You put any product in your hair?
I do not. I get asked all the time and made fun of because I get perms, but I do not. Nothing. All natural.
All natural there. Do you have anything else for us, Bo? I think we're good here on that halftime interview. Again, thanks to Caleb Hondorp there for some great knowledge, giving some of you Bronco radio fans some insight on some upcoming teams, upcoming players, and seems Bronco football has a great future. Thanks again to Caleb Hondorp. And,
Yeah, thank you, guys.
We'll run a couple ads here.
If you're in need of a painter, look no further. Painter Man is a locally owned company that specializes in interior and exterior painting. Owner Eric Brink and his crew also offer power washing, deck staining, trim, ceiling, and cabinet painting. No job is too big or too small, so give them a call at 862-9652 for your free estimate. Also like Painter Man on Facebook to see pictures of his work and get the latest deals. That is the Painter Man, our sponsor of the Defensive Player of the Game.
The late summer Milwaukee promotions have all started. If you're looking to add a new Milwaukee tool, now's a great time to visit Coopersville Hardware and Feed. They are also fully stocked with Milwaukee heated jackets. Yes, it's still summer and hot, but don't regret not getting one now when that first cool morning of the fall hits you.
Southside Bar and Grill, located at 229 West Randall Street in Coopersville. Every Tuesday night is $2 tacos. Log on to their website, southsidebarcoopersville.com, and see what other items they have available on their menu. Then you can conveniently place your order online. Check out their patio for these nice fall nights. Check out their Facebook page for all the latest meal deals they have. That is Southside Bar and Grill.
We're back here on Bronco Radio. Special shout out to Coach Hondo for that halftime interview. He did a great job coaching this season, leading the 8th graders to an undefeated record. It's definitely something that should be spotlighted. And Broncos are coming back onto the field. Caleb, you got any takeaways from that first half of play?
You know, I think Broncos flashed some signs of hope. Wyatt LaRock running the ball hard, and Arnold throwing it. You know, he's got a great arm. So I'm interested to see who's in for the Broncos at quarterback. And then when it's for the Big Rapids Cardinals, I think they just need to keep pounding the ball. They're great up front, and it seems like the Broncos don't have much of an answer.
Yeah, and Bryce Selzer, running back for the Cardinals, is really just a name to look out for in the second half as he's just bulldozing past his Broncos defense. I'm sure Coach Ritzma, head coach of the JV team, had a couple words to say to that Broncos defense at halftime about tackling, being physical, being disciplined, as they did jump off sides 3 times in the first half. So we'll see how they adjust it. We'll see what they come out in, and I'm excited to see how this second half pays out, and it'd be a great comeback if the Broncos could make it happen.
Yeah, you know, Broncos never seem to quit regardless of the score. So I'm interested to see how they play here. The coaches, you know, walking around with some poise like always. I'm sure they made some great halftime adjustments. That's all I really got for you. I'm just really, really interested to see how this second half goes.
Yeah, second half will start in 2 minutes from now. The score is Big Rapids 20, Coopersville 0. Both teams are warming up on the field. We'll turn that camera right back on in a second. And I mean, this is just a very interesting game, obviously, with the JV and freshmen combined. A lot of dudes in different, I don't want to say different positions, but, I mean, it's definitely different when you make a tackle and you look up and the kid that you played with for 7 weeks straight now isn't the man standing right there to hype you up. But, I mean, I've seen a lot of sophomores hype up freshmen. I've seen a lot of freshmen hype up sophomores, so that's definitely big to see in a game like this. And, I mean, chemistry is key to build a football team, so I'm very excited for the future of this team, just seeing that they have that chemistry and they get along well and play well together.
Yeah, you know, and I think part of that might be why the Broncos are kind of struggling. You know, they can't seem to find any juice, and maybe that's a chemistry thing, but I'm sure they had a great talking to, and they're able to unite as Broncos here. Coach Kamen seemed to be walking past the players a few seconds ago, firing them up. I'm sure he's ready to coach a great half here. He might jump into the mix coaching-wise. He's kind of just been off to the side here.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at it, I'll turn the camera on right here so everyone can see it. Just look at the size of this Broncos team compared to the Cardinals team. I mean, looking at the roster, it seems like we have dang near 40, 50 people playing on this team. So, I mean, the future of Coopersville is definitely bright. Definitely a lot of ball players. I mean, we've called almost every name on this team all night, so that's going to be big.
You know, breaking news here on Bronco Radio. It appears the head coach of the Big Rapids Cardinals is Mike Selzer. You know, that's a name we've called a lot, number 44, Bryce Selzer. And that might be a good thing for the future of the Cardinals on the the varsity level to have a coach, have a son. A lot of things have happened for the Broncos history. The Meermans, Coach Meerman and his kids always were great football players, and something like that might be going on over in Big Rapids.
Yeah, for sure. And Bryce Selzer's running the ball really hard. And, I mean, when you're his dad or grandpa, uncle maybe in relation in some way, and you see him run like that, how do you take the ball out of his hands? I mean, you can't, I would say.
You just don't. People always make jokes about, like, the coach's son being the quarterback and, in the lower levels like Rocket and stuff like that. But I think that might – I don't think that's what's going on here. Selzer's a great runner, and just give him the ball, even if you're not his dad or his uncle, if you have no relation, He's running over kids, and I don't think you can take it away from him. Broncos kicking off here. That is number 12.
Samuel Fenner kicking for the
Oh,
Broncos.
Sam Fenner, freshman kicker, boots it.
That was a spiral. He kicks a better spiral than I throw one, Caleb.
I bet he...
And who else to make the first contact there than Wyatt Klosterhouse? Big name. If you're a Broncos football fan and you're there every game on Friday night, regardless of if you know someone on the field or not, remember the name Wyatt Klosterhouse, because that kid's going to go down in the record books one day because he is a phenomenal football player.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many of you guys that tune into the JV games on Bronco Radio tune into the varsity games on Bronco Radio or Michigan Sports Radio, whatever it may be. But make sure to listen to that name, Wyatt Klosterhouse.
Yeah, 100%. He's been playing a great game tonight. Super physical kid. He is a wrestler. We're excited to see what he can do at the varsity level in wrestling. Brandt takes the snap, hands it off to no other than Selzer, and he's just bulldozing dudes again as there's a gain of about 6 there.
And that Big Rapids offensive line just punting people on their butt again. Just powerful up front. They must have got some halftime motivation there.
A couple names to see on the defense side for the Broncos. Clayton Miller, Carter Patrick, Sam Kaiser, Spencer Bettinghouse, Jaden Timmons. A couple dudes in the secondary looking to make plays. Owen Zams out there. All-conference lacrosse player, seeing what he can translate to the football field. Selzer's going to take the handoff, and he fumbles, and it's picked up by the Broncos. We're going the other way.
Bettinghouse on the fumble recovery. It fell right into his hands, and the Broncos getting the energy they need for this second half. They will take over on offense.
Yeah, Andon Arnold is going to be taking the snaps at, the quarterback position here. So, new offense for the Broncos, new life for the Broncos, and if they can score here, that's a complete momentum shift in this game.
I see a lot of JV people out there, Mason Thomas, Durston Bruins. I see Bubba Amaral in there, I believe. They might be going the JV route, a lot of kids who have chemistry together offensively. Yeah, there's one freshman on the field, and that's Klosterhouse. So I think the Broncos are just believing in their guys that they've ran with all year. And let's see what they can do offensively.
Yeah, and I wish I could zoom in this camera here to big number 63, Durston Bruins. Right tackle for the Broncos, and all that kid does is hit and play football. So, he is the future of the Broncos O-line. Andon Arnold's pass is called a backwards pass. Ball is live, so that's going to be a loss of 10 there.
Not a good start there for the Broncos. But as you were saying, Durston Bruins, big kid. I don't think you need to zoom in the camera. I'm sure the audience can see him out there.
Yeah, he definitely stands out. He's got arms the size of the away bleachers. The kid lifts a ton of weight. And if you talk to this kid in football, or outside of football, you would have no clue that he's one of the meanest football players on the field, because he might be the nicest kid I've ever met.
Yeah, they call him Teddy Bear Bruins out there.
Yeah, and on the field, he's definitely not a teddy bear.
Grizzly Bear.
Andon drops back. He's going to find Jaden Timmons on a slant route. And Timmons is off and running. There we go. We get the crease back. Gain of 15 there. And Andon Arnold is 1 for 3 on the night with a 15-yard gain. That's the spark we needed in the pass game from Arnold. And after you complete one, it's easy from there. So we'll see what Arnold can get going.
Great call there by the Broncos offense on that little short pass. Let's see what they can do on third and short, third and medium maybe. They need this first down here for the Tides to shift in this game.
Yeah, seems to be a little confusion here on Wyatt Klosterhouse. Doesn't really know what's going on. And Arnold's running up the middle. He's not going to have anywhere to go. It looked like it was a design quarterback run.
You know, a little confusion there, but he decides to tuck it and run it, and that'll bring up 4th and about the same distance. Broncos, let's see if they can draw something up here.
4th and 5, and I mean, if that first play with the backwards pass, I don't know if it was a trick play maybe they were pulling out. I believe that's what it could have been, as it seemed one of the receivers was downfield. But that kind of just killed the start of the drive, but it does bring up 4th and 5, so we'll see what the Broncos have drawn up.
They might go back to that little backwards trick pass there. Let's see.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Arnold's going to look to find Jaden Timmons across the middle on this one like he did earlier in the drive. Maybe a little deep shot to him. And there we go. That's a deep shot and an Arnold to Jaden Timmons. Pass is complete.
There we go.
And there we go. That's in the running for catch of the game.
Absolutely.
He's in the running for player of the year for this JV team. Jaden Timmons, the kid's a freak. When in doubt, lob it out. He's down there someone. We got Ryan Serba, Luke Stanton, Brooks Haddon. Up next, Jaden Timmons. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, I've actually might have heard the Broncos coach say that before. When in doubt, Jaden Timmons. Maybe a little fib there. I'm not sure. Maybe a lie. But that's what I said. When in doubt, Jaden Timmons.
There we go. I like it. We'll keep that one running on the air for years to come. And Arnold's going to keep it himself up the middle. And, again, there's just nowhere to go. This Big Rapids D-line, shout out to them. And Arnold's not hard to bring down. Varsity-level wrestler, JV quarterback, varsity lacrosse player. This kid does it all.
You know, just like his brother Evan Arnold, great wrestler, great runner. 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line for the Broncos. Let's see Skinner checking in the game. Maybe a little power football here, handed off to him.
Yeah, and I mean, Annan Arnold, Ben Skinner, that's the backfield all of us love to see here on Broncos JV Radio. But one-on-one on the outside is Jaden Timmons. When in doubt, lob it out to him.
Gosh.
That's what we're going to do. Ball's up. Oh, and it goes through the hands of Timmons. I was jumping up and down on that one. I was ready for it.
You know,
great play call there by Coach. I love that one. Just unfortunately falls incomplete.
Bo not able to call his shot there. Well, he did call his shot a little bit, but Timmons not able to come down with that one. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Broncos. That's his number 44. That's Andrew Duzendang running the play there for the Broncos. That's another freshman. So now we have 2 freshmen on the field. He's in a H-back, or a tight end there.
Arnold takes the snap. He hands it off to the outside to Ben Skinner. Big hole. Touchdown, Broncos!
Ben Skinner powering his way into the end zone there. Oh, and my mom texted me. She said Ben Skinner is a real good football player. I think he's going to score a touchdown. So Mama Ashby calling her shot there.
Shout out to Mama Ashby.
You, Mama.
Calling her
Mama
shot.
Ashby. Oh, dinner's ready. Oh.
What do we have?
It might be cold when I get home.
Oh, no.
Oh, spaghetti, I think.
It doesn't matter how cold dinner is because the Broncos' offense is hot. Capped off by a PAT by Simon Kelly. It's good. Broncos finally get on the board. The score is Coopersville 7, Big Rapids 20.
Southside Bar and Grill, located at 229 West Randall Street in Coopersville. Every Tuesday night is $2 tacos. Log on to the website, southsidebarcoopersville.com, and see what other items they have available on their menu. Then you can conveniently place your order online. Check out their patio for these nice fall nights. Check out their Facebook page for all the latest meal deals they have. That is Southside Bar and Grill. At AAA Lawn Care, they've been setting the standard for honesty and quality fertilization and weed control since 1984. Their services include fertilization and weed control, core aeration, mold control, grub control, and perimeter pest control. They service all of West Michigan as well as the Lansing area. Their commitment to you is you'll get the best value for your money, period. They are proud of their quality and charge a fair and honest price for the excellent service they provide.
Caleb's mom, and they are having fettuccine Alfredo for dinner, as we found out.
Lasagna. Not spaghetti. My mom actually texted me and said, thanks for the shout-out. I know ball.
Indeed, she does, and I mean, she's raised a great son. In case you don't know Caleb, he is the varsity center, and I mean, he has been playing great this year, has been very accurate in his snaps. I mean, he protects me every Friday night, so I'm definitely happy his mom's feeding him well with some fettuccine Alfredo at the house.
Only a couple over Bo's head this season. That's an improvement from my JV season. If you guys tuned into Bronco Radio last year, I had several over Aiden Wilson's head. So big improvement for me there.
Big Rapids in the double tight end set, 2 receivers wide, going to hand it up the middle to Bryce Selzer. And there's that D-line we've been talking about, making the play after a gain of 2.
Oh, it appears Mama Ashby ate all the fettuccine Alfredo. I'll be having Jack's Pizza tonight.
There we go. Great pregame meal. And I mean, deserving of a Jack's Pizza there is Bubba Nelson, who made the play on that last tackle.
Bubba Nelson always giving me pre-workout before weight training class.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could see that he works hard and lifts a lot of weight on that play.
Great worker. I'm always getting after him in the weight room, and you need that because he's the future of the Broncos' offensive and defensive line, it appears.
Cardinals offense shifting a couple dudes around. Selzer beside him. Drops back, passes deep.
Ooh.
And that was a great catch there by number 23. That is Austin Moselle, a name we've called twice tonight. 2 receptions, about 34 yards. And, I mean, that was a great catch there as he caught it over 2 defenders. Jaden Timmons read that one like a book.
So did
Ran
Bettinghouse.
But just wasn't enough to stop the Big Rapids wide receiver.
Bettinghouse was there on the play. Oh, he's checking out of the game. Coach might be a little bit upset at him.
Big Rapids breaks the huddle. Alexander Brandt still at the quarterback position. 5 linemen on this one. 2 receivers on each side of the field. Sends a man in motion. Brandt's going to hand it off on the outside, and Carter Patrick going to make the tackle.
Carter Patrick able to grab a hold of Jersey there. That is huge for the Broncos. That brings up second down. I apologize. They got a first down on the previous play, but second and long here for the Cardinals.
Tackle for loss in the backfield is definitely big there. Because, I mean, this Big Rapids offense just seems to kind of be at a dead point right now compared to what they've been in the first half.
Yeah, you know, me and Bo don't know much about tackles for loss as we're only offensive players, but we still know a little bit about the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, definitely not a good feeling to be tackled for a loss, so I assume it's a great feeling to make a tackle for loss.
Yeah, I can assume.
Brandt in the backfield catches a snap. There's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by Brandt.
Oh,
but Carter Patrick in the backfield
again.
Swings him around. Tackle for loss.
Wow, Carter Patrick all over that one. You know, didn't jump on the fumble there. He kept it cool and was able to tackle the Big Rapids quarterback for a loss of 7 yards, I believe, 8 yards. So that brings up 2nd and 18 for the Cardinals. 3rd and 18 for the Cardinals.
Bettinghouse, Zam, Timmons, Klusterhouse back deep. On the line, Van Wyck, Armijo, Cooley, and Thompson. Linebackers, Drew Duzendang, Wyatt LaRock, and Carter Patrick. We'll see what this Broncos defense can do. Brandt in the backfield. The crowd's into it. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a dead play, and they do jump off sides. Knew that one was coming because every time they've been back and they send a man in motion, they do go with the no play and got the Broncos. No, it appears to be a false start on the offense.
Huge call there for the Broncos. You know, I believe Chase Armijo was looking at his alignment there, and his lineman might have flinched. So he jumped off sides, but ended up good for him.
Yeah, we got 3rd and about the trip to Ravenna here until the first down. And if you're anything like me and Caleb, we're probably out of gas, so we might not make the trip to Ravenna. So we'll see if the Cardinals have gas in the tank to push for this first down.
It's funny you say that because Ben Burgess actually got me in the prank war and siphoned all of the gas out of my gas tank. So I'm on empty right now.
It appears to me the prank wars is targeting your car, Caleb. Thankfully, we are both on the green team, so I know you're not going to do anything to my car.
No, yep.
2 tight ends in the game. Receiver on each side. Quarterback seems to have some confusion as he's shouting to the sideline. Timeout. by the Cardinals. We'll be back after this short break here on Bronco Radio. Big Rapids looking to make a big play here. Brandt drops back, passes it across the middle. Pass falls incomplete. It will bring up 4th and a quarter mile for the Big Rapids Cardinals. Feel like they definitely have to punt here.
Wyatt LaRock on the coverage there, checked out the game at quarterback, but always looking to make a difference. That kid just loves winning, and he's trying his best out there to help the team. Yeah, that'll bring up 4th and about a trip to Big Rapids.
Yeah, and I know those dudes up there in Big Rapids probably like hunting, and I know you dads at home watching this like hunting. Deer hunters, visit Coopersville Hardware and Feed at 364 Main Street. Now's a great time to plant those food plots and have them ready for hunting season, which is in full effect. So make sure you get down to Coopersville Hardware and Feed. Punt to Jaden Timmons. He did muffle it. Whistle is blown as he called the fair catch. So we'll see if this Broncos offense can stay hot. Air raid offense, smash mouth football on the ground. I don't know what it even is tonight because this Broncos offense is dominant in the air and in the run.
They were firing in all cylinders last possession. Let's see if they can get back to that. If you guys are wondering, I'm sure some of you guys are questioning these Bronco prank wars. How is this ethical? But it's just great fun between us and the team. And green team, me, Bo, and some other members, Sam McDonald, are in the lead with a combined total of 53 points. White team is losing. They do have 43, though.
Anna Arnold takes a snap, hands it off to Ben Skinner, who is brought down after a big hit. It's number 4, Eli Foster.
Foster, he's making impact on offense and defense for the Cardinals, and it appears that way. A lot of guys playing both ways. Their running back, Selzer, and right there was Foster.
After that one, I'm uncertain of.
Foster's a freshman. Could have a lot of potential.
Good catch there by Timmons to pick up a gain of about 5. Good ball by Annan Arnold. Keep it away from the defense. And it seems the Big Rapids defense had to find a reason or an answer to stop Jaden Timmons in the pass game, as the defensive back, number 22, was in his face earlier, staring right at him. And now he's facing in and looking right at the quarterback. So it seems to be a zone coverage. But they're back, pressed up on him.
Coach called that hitch route, and I think it was a great play call. Bring up 3rd and short for the Broncos.
Yeah, we'll see if Annan Arnold can find Timmons on this one, and that's what he looks to do as he throws it deep for Timmons. He
brings it in,
and that's a Broncos first down. Big gain by Timmons.
Timmons, wow, what a player Timmons is, making impacts every single game for this JV Broncos team. The Broncos hustle to the line here. Let's see what they're trying to do.
Yeah, seeing if they can catch some confusion. Looks like they're
Here's
going to Jaden Timmons in the air again, but they could not connect. Arnold and Timmons have been that connection all night, but unfortunately on this one they could not complete it.
Yeah, the Broncos hustled to the line there. It looks like they were running the same play. Just could not connect there with Timmons.
Timmons does come out of the game for a breather. Growing in is freshman Connor Ferwerda. And then Arnold's going to hand it up the middle to Ben Skinner, but he has nowhere to go as he's wrapped up by the by the Cardinals defense. Yeah, so Caleb is over there enjoying his Gatorade. He'll be back after a short break.
Apologies.
And Arnold staying in the game. LaRock seems to be a defensive guy at this point, switching roles with Arnold at linebacker, as Annan has had a great game in the past game.
I'm breathing heavy, too. I apologize, Bronco fans. Wow.
Another completion to Jaden Timmons. I mean, when a kid can move like that, why would you go to anywhere else? Arnold to Timmons, that is their third completion on this drive together. And, I mean, those two are just moving the ball down the field pretty easily tonight.
They'll bring up 4th and short for the Broncos. I believe the chains say 4th down. I might have lost track there.
Indeed, they do. And the tackle on that last play was Austin Mosel, number 23. We'll see what the Broncos can do here. I believe they'd run it with Andon Arnold himself. They throw it past to Klusterhouse, who breaks the tackle. He's off and running. Wyatt down the sideline. Touchdown, Broncos! Wyatt Klusterhouse does not blink.
This Broncos team, I said it at halftime, they do never quit regardless of the score, and that'll bring the Broncos within one possession of the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'm uncertain of who the corner in coverage was there. He made a great jump on the ball, but Wyatt Klusterhouse just made a great play, making the man miss, working back to the ball, catching it, and running it into the end zone for the Broncos score.
Simon Kelly on the kick, not related to Sam Kelly, the varsity kicker.
Holding is Lance Osterhart, Caleb's best friend in seminar. Simon's kick is blocked by the Cardinals.
That'll make it a 7-point game here.
Yeah, and that one could have been huge for the Broncos, as would have made it a 6-point game, and then if they could have punched in a PAT on the next drive, could have avoided maybe an overtime situation where it would be hard to stop Bryce Selzer from running the ball in 10 yards.
I'm not sure how the overtime rules are here on the JV level. There might be none. This game could end in a tie, but the Broncos do need a stop for that to happen. Oh my gosh, and breaking news, John Monroe in the prank wars took the tire off of his brother's tractor. Wow, Jason cannot harvest the grain today.
Yeah, and Jason is playing in the game right now. I've called his name a couple times. Cookie Monster Jason Monroe has worked very hard in this in the offseason and in the regular season, has really transformed his body. He's became a muscular build, and I mean, he's tearing it up on the D-line for the Broncos.
Yeah, you know, that's just truly tragic, though. We might have to look into the rules on the prank wars there. I'm not sure what the rules are behind pranking someone while they're playing. We have not ran into that yet, but could not be good.
Yeah, the Broncos will be kicking off for the Cardinals. They have 2 straight stops on defense, and in the first half, it seemed like the Cardinals were very offensive heavily. And they've kind of swapped roles here as the Broncos defense is making plays and the offense is struggling to. Shout out to Mama Ashby, who just shot me a text and asked if I wanted some fettuccine Alfredo. So it appears we thought they ate it all at home, but she has some saved for me. So maybe she's just pulling Caleb's leg, knowing that he'd be hungry when he gets home after calling a great game here on Bronco Radio.
You know, that might be a shot at me. Might be saying Bo Harris is the better commentator and is deserving of the fettuccine Alfredo, because she actually just texted me and said, still Jack's Pizza. So, might have some Jack's Pizza with a side of Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, Sam Fenner kicking off for the Broncos. I'm sure he could use a Jack's Pizza after all these kickoffs we've had in the second half from scoring so much. And his kick is off, and it's good. Into the hands of 44, Bryce Selzer. That's not the kid you want to kick to as he goes over a defender, hurdling number 10, Holden Roslanik. But Holden makes a great play bringing him down.
This Broncos defense in need of a huge stop here, but this Cardinal offense in huge need of getting back firing here. Might hand off the ball to Bryce Selzer a lot. Let's see if the Broncos have a response.
Wyatt LaRock comes out of the game. Appears to be Ben Skinner and Drew Duzendang at linebacker. Correction, that's Cameron Willis at linebacker.
Santos Martinez out wide at corner. Oh, a little confusion there for the Cardinals. Checking
Alexander Brandt calling in a new play, maybe a little audible action from the Cardinals. But it's just going to be a handoff to Selzer. No, it's going to be a pass, tricked out the commentator, so I'm sure down on the field they don't know what's going on. But one dude that does know what's going on is 35, Chase Thompson. Big tackle on the quarterback there. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4 flags on the field, so every ref must have seen that one. Uncertain of what it was.
I think it's coming back there for the Cardinals. A little holding. You know, I think the quarterback there, Brandt, you know, he checked to the sideline. He might have called his own number on that one, running the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, Big Rapids has shown a lot of chip and a lot of physicality tonight in the JV game, and we know that's what they're going to bring at the varsity level tomorrow. It should be a very fun game. If you can't make the trip up there, it is a far drive. We encourage everyone to make it up to support the Broncos. But if not, I'm sure Scott and the crew will be live on Bronco Radio, presenting great game audio on Michigan Sports Radio, so make sure you tune in and support the Broncos at the varsity level. Selzer is going to take the ball up the middle for a little gain of 4 there. Going to bring up 2nd and 16.
You know, short gain there for the Cardinals, but it appears their offensive line is getting fired up. Checking into the game is 37, Weston Davenport and Chase Armijo, a pair of freshmen there.
And Alexander Brandt bringing in the play to the Cardinals huddle.
Oh, late substitution here. I believe that's number 11, Landon Thomas in at corner for the Broncos. Way out wide.
Brandt's going to keep it himself off the edge, but he has nowhere to go. He does pick up a nice gain of about 6 there.
Great discipline by that Broncos defense. That was Skinner on the tackle. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Cardinals. Huge 3rd down for the course of this game.
Microphone's actually accidentally unplugged up here in the booth. Sorry about that one, folks. That was a quarterback keeper by Brandt. 3rd and 10 here. It's going to be looking to be a passing down, and this pass defense has been great for the Cardinals so far, or for the Broncos so far. Freeze play. The Broncos don't jump that side. 11 is doing the mannequin challenge. Uncertain of what was going on there. He was running in place.
Number 11 was busting it down on the field there.
And that's a timeout by the Cardinals.
Huge discipline there by the Broncos defense. They're really locking in when it matters.
Yeah, and I know Coach Lyons got a lot to say there as he seemed to be shifting around a lot of the defense in that one. So we'll see what he can draw up here in the secondary. Probably switch up the look a little bit. Maybe play some man coverage.
You know, this Broncos defense has a lot of adjustments. You know, I've been around at the practices. Let's see if they can show some of the trickery that they've displayed. You know, water boy out there, number 71, Larry
Mendez.
Larry Mendez? Yeah, Larry Mendez. He's my boy. I think he's out with an injury. He will be moving to Florida soon, so R.I.P. Larry.
The crowd is into this one here. Cardinals take the snap. Brandt spins out left. Looking like he has a man on the sideline. He does. There is 2 flags down in the backfield, though.
Holding there on the Cardinals, I believe. I saw that one from the jump. Yeah, you know, this Bronco crowd getting fired up. It feels like a Friday night here, Bo.
Indeed it does, and there's no better feeling than the Friday nights. Seemed to be a hold on number 37 against number 37, Weston Davenport, as he was held on the D-line. So, I mean, it's a big play just being able to draw the hold and move them back 5 yards. Shout out to Gavin Parham for running this amazing Jumbotron that we just got here.
Yeah, you know, he loves America, it appears, as the American flag is running over there. 3rd and about, let me calculate, 37 miles for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it will be a 3rd and 20 for Big Rapids here. Great analogy there by Caleb. I love the jokes. I mean, what's a little commentary without cracking a few jokes here?
I believe that was a hyperbole. I learned that one in English class.
Yeah, I don't do much in English class, so I have not learned what that one means yet.
We don't do much at all, do we, Bo?
Weird formation, very condensed, sends a man in motion. Brandt takes a snap, has a little reverse. Carter Patrick's there. Carter Patrick makes a play.
Carter Patrick, I don't know why they try and run to the reverse to that guy because he stopped it before. He's a great, smart ball player. I believe he has a 4.0 GPA. Real disciplined, smart guy, and makes the stop on that play.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to be fun to watch at the next level, but all that matters right now is the next play, and, the Big Rapids punt team is on, so hopefully we can field this one cleanly, drive down, score. If we do happen to score, Caleb, do you think Coach Schneider and this offense will go for 2, or do you think they'll try to take the tie with the 7?
I'm excited to see. I don't believe there's any overtime on JV, so I'm sure they will take the risk.
Punt is high. Jaden Timmons is under it. Jaden Timmons fair catches it. We'll be back after this short word from our sponsor, Southside Bar and Grill.
Southside Bar and Grill, located at 229 West Randall Street in Coopersville. Every Tuesday night is $2 tacos. Log on to the website, southsidebarcoopersville.com, and see what other items they have available on their menu. Then you can conveniently place your order online. Check out their patio for these nice fall nights. Check out their Facebook page for all the latest meal deals they have. That is Southside Bar and Grill.
We're back here on Bronco Radio. Ben Skinner takes the run up the middle, picks up about 2 yards there.
Wait, I think Bub Amaral got hungry because that is a pancake.
There we go. Shout out to 76 Diner Pancake at the game. And I know Bubba Amaral loves to eat at the diner, and I know he loves to eat on the football field, and there's a big pancake from him. I was playing Farming Simulator on my Xbox with him last night, and he told me he's coming for some pancakes today.
Gotta love a guy with some confidence, and he stood up to his word.
And Arnold in the backfield, 3 receivers to the near side. He's going to throw it to the Big Rapids sideline. Throw that one away.
Number 23 from Big Rapids there, Austin Moselle. Looked like he read that one from the jumped on that route, and Andon Arnold thought it was a good idea to just throw that one away.
Yeah, great, smart heads-up football play by Andon Arnold there. We'll see what Coach Schneider has drawn up for this Broncos offense on 3rd and 8.
Coach Kamen always says 3rd and 10 is better than defense. So just throw that ball away and be smart.
Yeah, he tells me that all the time, and I'm sure he's telling Andon Arnold that right now, just being smart with the ball, because if they lose it here, it could be critical for the Broncos. Pass to Wyatt Klosterhouse. Pass interference on the defense.
Wow, huge call there. Broncos needed that one on the 3rd down. If Bo stands correct, or if Bo is correct here, that would be a 1st down Broncos.
Big Rapids coach is on the field, and I don't think he's very happy with the refs on that call. But I have to agree with the refs. Definitely had hands on Klosterhouse there, and it was definitely a pass interference. So that's going to be a big gain for the Broncos, and sometimes the incomplete passes can move the chains, and that's one of those situations. So very grateful for that.
Broncos are stuck with the same offense across the board, besides Colton Rebedu in there. And Chase Armijo, a freshman on the offensive line, real physical kid.
2 receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side. Ben Skinner takes a snap, and he's brought down by number 4. Again, number 4, Eli Foster, has made a lot of plays. Really has a nice breakdown low tackle. I'm wondering if he's a wrestling kid.
He's a real big kid for a freshman. I'm sure if the Broncos match up with the Big Rapids Cardinals anytime in the future, we'll be hearing that kid's name.
Yeah, definitely a series that I'm looking forward to watching over the next few years. I know it's a multi-year contract with them, so we will be playing again next year, your senior year, and I'll definitely be in the stands and watching that. That one will be at home, so I will be cheering you on, and maybe I'll be up here on Bronco Radio calling some pancakes at the game if you're a physical
maybe I'll be
kid.
mic'd up on the field commentating as well.
That'd be pretty cool. Andon Arnold looks for Jaden Timmons deep. Jaden Timmons catches it down at the 1. Jaden Timmons.
Wow. Just great to see that. Chase Armijo jumping up with Jaden Timmons, freshman to sophomore bond there. That's what this team needed. Ooh, there's a flag on the play. Might be a little celebration penalty.
Jaden Timmons is fired up after that one. I don't know how you aren't. He's having the game of his life tonight. This kid's a freak. I'm excited to see what he does. next year because he will be on varsity.
Yes, he will. Real playmaker. When in doubt, Jaden Timmons. It appears the flag
Uncertain of who it was on.
is getting picked up. Maybe.
Half the distance to the goal. It was on the defense.
Oh, it was on the defense. Maybe getting a little
Unnecessary
upset.
roughness. They did give a push to Jaden Timmons after he caught that one. I did see that there.
That brings up short yardage situation here for the Broncos. Big Rapids with a lot of people in the box.
And I'm going to let Caleb take this one away.
Andon Arnold taking the snap, handing off to Skinner, and he's stuffed by a couple Cardinal defenders. Not good there for the Broncos. That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, we'll see what the Broncos can draw up now that the Big Rapids defense isn't this goal line defense.
Wait, breaking news here. Mama Harris texted Bo and said that Jaden Timmons is a dog.
Indeed he is, and I'm sure my mom at home will be fired up if she sees him catch another pass into the end zone here.
You know, I think that's the confirming factor there that we needed. Mama Harris with a nod of approval. Timeout. One of the teams, I'm not quite sure who, wasn't paying attention, not going to lie.
Yeah, and speaking of a timeout, if you're ever in need of a timeout and a refresh, take the family down to Southside. Every Tuesday night special is $2 tacos. Now that I know that one, Caleb, we might have to plan a lineman dinner for $2 tacos over at Southside. Definitely something I could look forward to in investing in my future. And then, of course, the Cortade Body Shop is our collision sponsor for the collision of the game, located at 276 Main Street in historical downtown Coopersville. 616-837-6728. They offer complete collision and paint repair, free estimates, efficient scheduling, getting you back on the road quickly. They work with all insurance companies and complete paperwork processes for you. They warranty their repairs for as long as you own your vehicle. Free local courtesy shuttle as well as free local pickup and delivery of drivable vehicles. Cortade Body Shop is our sponsor for Collision of the Game. Thank you, Cortade.
Now that you say that, Cortade Collision of the Game, I think that's got to go to Carter Patrick. Do you agree with that one, Bo?
Yeah, for sure. And Max Novak, exchange student, is on the field for the Broncos. They might be looking for a pass to him here. Andon Arnold's going to take up the middle, but just get swallowed up on a big hit by 44 Bryce Selzer.
You know, Selzer, huge offensive player in the first half. Stepping up on defense in the second half here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and great to see Poland exchange student Max Novak out there making plays even in a close game. Subbing out because it seems like his thumb is hurting down there after a huge pancake block.
Yeah, you know, Max, what a dog. He's in my weight training class, and he always says, there's nothing like the American muscle. So, you know, real like, strong kid after getting here to America.
Yeah, and I don't see how you don't go to Jaden Timmons on this play right here. 3rd and about 6 for the Broncos. And it drops back, throws it up to Jaden Timmons.
And he's in.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Broncos, Jaden Timmons. Let's just give all of his catches catch of the game. What an athlete. Huge touchdown for the Broncos. Let's see what they do here. Kick it or go for 2?
I don't know if you heard that big thud, Caleb, but we chest bumped and got up so high on that one, we might have broke the floor here in the press box. Holy crap, Jaden Timmons has me fired up in this game, and we'll see what the Broncos are going to do here. If they go for 2, they could be calling their shot at the win. If they go for 1, this game could potentially end in a tie, as I believe there is no JV overtime. But holy crap. When in doubt,
Jaden Timmons. Big catch there. Coach Kamen directing the offense in this second half here, huddling up.
yeah, and I just got an ESPN notification. I am currently beating you in fantasy football because I did start Jaden Timmons at the flex this week.
You know, but I did, you know, our custom league here with the offensive line integration. I did take Coopersville Broncos JV offensive line, and Bubba Amaral himself has gotten a couple pancakes, so that's gotten me a few points there. But still losing because Jaden Timmons has scored probably about 20 already, 30 maybe.
It actually says 45. Nice try.
Wow. You know, staying off my phone here. Broncos going to run a play without the defense on the field. Just kidding.
All right, so it seems they are going for 2 here. This
tight
could
end.
potentially be the game. We'll see what happens. Annan Arnold in the gun. Skinner beside him. Thompson at the tight end position. Timeout, Big Rapids.
They were scared of Jaden Timmons.
They saw something they didn't like out there.
You know, that corner probably called the timeout himself, saw the look in Jaden Timmons' eyes. You know, real intimidating kid.
He lifts a ton of weight. He has muscles in places you didn't even know existed. And, I mean, he's a freak on the field. You definitely have to put two dudes over top of him.
It reminds me a lot of Brooks Haddon, you know, real big, muscular kid. You know, Broncos strength, you know, they're in the weight training. Big shout out to Coach Kamen for running that and just growing these Bronco football players.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be scary. I mean, you get receivers like Luke Stanton who are more on a speed and not really physical and muscular side. And then you get Brooks Haddon who is about 200 pounds of pure muscle. So, I mean, it's really hard to stop a kid like that, as he did break the school record for receiving touchdowns. Shout out to Coach Hondo. I see him getting hype on the field after that amazing halftime interview.
Yeah, you know, I think Brooks Haddon got contacted by Grand Valley. He's going to be going to the Ferris State game, so congratulations, Brooks Haddon.
I did not hear that one. I'll have to talk to him about it in Broncos Strength tomorrow. Here we go. 2-point play is big.
Oh, they're double teaming Timmons.
That's what you have to do when you're playing a game like this. Annan Arnold takes the snap, throws it to Wyatt Klusterhouse,
And he caught it!
Klusterhouse got it!
He caught it behind the defender's back! Klusterhouse! Oh my goodness! Huge play for the Broncos! They take the lead! 21-20! Bo Harris is in shock. That's why I am talking so much. He's baffled. Oh my goodness. Klusterhouse, the freshman, making an impact. The Broncos defense needs to stop.
Wyatt Klusterhouse. I saw his brother Trent at the freshman level make some crazy plays, but I don't know if any of them topped that. He reached around the defender, caught the 2-point conversion, put the Broncos up one, and the sideline needs to hold him up after that one because that was an amazing play. Annan Arnold could have put a lawn chair in the pocket. The offensive line gave him all day. That was a great drive capitalized by a great Jaden Timmons toe tap and a great Wyatt Klusterhouse catch. We'll be back after this short break here on Bronco Radio.
Broncos coverage team. Broncos coverage team with a huge tackle there, maintaining the energy from the offensive possession.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me here if we see a very JV-based defense out here, as this is the JV freshman combined game. But when you're in a situation like this, you got to put your best dudes on the field, and it seems like that's what the Broncos are doing. Who is that?
Sorry, a little mic cut out there. Big tackle there by the Broncos defense.
Yeah, an outside linebacker for the varsity team, Jackson Malachy, is on the sideline all over Wyatt Klusterhouse, getting hype on that one. Great to see love from a junior to a freshman. As we know, he's a heck of a ball player.
That'll bring up a second and about, not good at math, guys, 7 for the Broncos.
Alexander Brandt in at quarterback. Selzer beside him. Got 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to the short side, 1 to the far side. Brandt's going to take the snap, hand it off to Selzer.
He's running hard. Broncos defense does eventually get the tackle. Chase Thompson there. Appears they're trying to huddle or hurry up back to the huddle.
First down there for the Cardinals, 3:25 left on the clock. Clock is finally running as the chains are set. Big Rapids does not seem to have a very fast-paced offense as they're still huddling up at this point in the game. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Brandt in the backfield. Besides him is Selzer.
3 minutes remaining here in this one.
Alexander Brandt takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle, and he's got running room. Does pick up a Cardinals first down. Have felt a momentum shift as the Cardinals are moving the ball here.
Broncos need to maintain that energy they got from the offensive drive. Chase Thompson looked to run, or Chase Armijo looks to run off the field, but coach subs him back in. Big time playmaker out there.
Brandt in the backfield again, still in the double tight end set. The ball's placed in the middle of the field. A receiver on each side of him. Selzer in the backfield. Brandt takes the snap, going to keep it himself. Has nowhere to go as he's wrapped up by Carter Patrick and Colton Davenport.
Weston Davenport.
Weston Davenport. Thank you, Caleb, for the
Yeah,
correction.
of course,
Sorry
of
to
course.
Weston. I knew that.
Yeah, of course. Wow, this Bronco crowd getting pumped up.
And I don't know how you can't after we have scored 21 unanswered points. At halftime of this game, it was 0-20. With 2 minutes left, we are up 21-20. Brandt takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to the outside. And he's brought down by Carter Patrick. Big play there by the linebacker for the Broncos.
Carter Patrick setting the edge there. Great job defensively.
Now, this is a heck of a ball game. It's been an honor to call it with you, Caleb. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can finish with a Bronco victory.
I might shed a tear leaving this booth. A great game to end this season of Bronco Radio.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks to Scott Morgan and his crew. The past 2 years have been amazing to be able to call this JV team.
I'm a junior. I might be back. Who knows?
Brandt's going to drop back to pass it. It's up, and it's picked off!
Who else?
Spencer Bettinghouse. He has room to run. He's taken off, and he gets brought down big on the backside. But your Broncos have taken over on downs.
My mom just got a text, or my mom just texted me a couple miles away. She can hear this Bronco crowd cheering. Huge play there by Bettinghouse. This Bronco crowd is pumped up.
Yeah, and I mean, this has just been a great game all around by the Broncos. 21 unanswered points to win it is huge. Definitely a great accomplishment, and I know these boys are fired up down there playing this game.
You know, I don't believe the Cardinals have any timeouts, so they might be able to just run out this clock here.
Yeah, we'll see if they come out in the good old-fashioned victory formation and just take a knee and end it. We'll see what they can do. Klusterhouse is dropping back deep. They will be in victory formation. Nobody else to take the knee but Andon Arnold. And your Broncos are going to win this football game.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm appalled. Great game here by the Broncos.
Arnold takes a snap, is going to take a
Wow.
knee. There will be one more play needed to run before this game is over. But what a game it was by the Broncos. I mean, 20-0 at halftime. Seemed like the team couldn't really do much anything. They come out in the second half and simply dominate the Cardinals' defense.
You know, I couldn't be prouder of this Bronco team. They came together as freshmen and sophomores, kind of rocky first half, but they were able to bring it together in the second half and make a lot of plays and win this football game.
Yeah, 100%. Andon Arnold takes a knee. And that will be the ball game. They will have to run one more kneel. They can do it whenever, but I mean, this was a heck of a game tonight. Super proud of these guys, as Caleb said. I know Coach Kamen's going to give them some love after. I know head coach Coach Ritzma's fired up. And they take the final knee as the clock's going to run out, and your Broncos win this football game. And I mean, that was truly a thriller.
That one's just got to feel good for all the Broncos out there on the field. They're celebrating. They're having a great time. That might be a classic here from Meerman Stadium.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, after the way these two played together, I wish they could combine every week and just start building the love now because, I mean, that was one heck of a ball game. Amazing comeback by the Broncos. I mean, it was truly an honor to call a game like this beside you, Caleb.
Just a lot.
Did you figure out your awards yet?
I think we got them pretty good.
Yeah.
You know who they are, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
We have our awards here.
Painterman is your Painterman Defensive Player of the game.
Yep.
Okay. Your
Yep.
Got that. All right. Then we have our Coopersville Hardware.
We'll be back with some awards here shortly as the Broncos celebrate there on the field. All right, we are back here on Bronco Radio.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be taking the first award, the AAA Lawn Care Offensive Player of the Game. I think if you're at home right now, you're probably shouting into your TV the name I'm about to say, and that's Jaden Timmons. I think he's caught almost every ball that was thrown to him. Had an unbelievable night. Did score the game-winning touchdown, moved him down the field multiple times, and just heck of a game by Jaden Timmons.
Yeah, you know, Jaden Timmons, great football player, great offensive game, and he's well-deserving of that award. Next up, we have the Painterman Defensive Player of the Game. I think that one's got to go to Carter Patrick. You know, he made some huge tackles for the Broncos. He just made some great stops when the Broncos defense needed some light. So Carter Patrick was our Painterman Defensive Player of the Game.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. Caleb took the words right out of my mouth. Up next is the All-Pro Plumbing Hit of the Game. And, I mean, Jacob Amaral, we shouted him out multiple times. But one of those pancakes, I mean, the dude was 5 yards downfield. It looked like he almost picked him up and just put him right on his back against the turf. Jacob Bubba Amaral, All-Pro Plumbing Hit of the Game. Hope to see you on Farming Simulator later.
You know, Farming Simulator, I think he's well-deserving of a little gaming tonight after the game he played tonight. Next up, we have the Coopersville Dental Associates Perfect Smile Award. I think that one's going to go to Spencer Bettinghouse. Game-sealing interception, I think that's very deserving of the Perfect Smile Award, Spencer Bettinghouse.
Yeah, Cortade Body Shop collision of the game. Early on the field, he was all over making plays. It's number 13, Wyatt LaRock. Got a huge hit on a kickoff to set a lead block for Wyatt Klosterhouse. Wyatt danced around a little bit, just took the kid and launched him like about 3 feet in the air. Very well deserving of the Cortade Body Shop collision of the game. And then, of course, me and Caleb always bring in the player of the game. Caleb, I'm going to let you have that one tonight.
That one's not hard at all. It's Jaden Timmons, player of the game for the Broncos. When in doubt, Jaden Timmons.
Yeah, all night. I know I heard Gavin Parham, who runs the scoreboard upstairs, he shrieked like a girl on one of those touchdowns. He was so excited. I mean, Jaden Timmons really had a game, and I just wanted to say thank you to Scott and his crew for having us all year long. Thank you, Caleb, for being beside me. And I mean,
of course,
it was a lot of fun. Thanks to everyone at home who listened, and hope to see you guys at the game tomorrow. If not, Michigan Sports Radio, Scott and his crew will be there calling an amazing game. And thank you, everyone, very much, and go Broncos.